Treasury Department this morning announced it was canceling its November 2nd auction, which is usually a pretty bad sign about raising the debt ceiling. What signal does that send to you? You talked about we need to do this in a matter of hours, but tell us just how dire that is in your mind.
Well, it is pretty dire. We did hear from the Secretary of the Treasury this morning in that regard. It is dire. It is for the American people to understand how dire it is. They have to know what it means to them in their lives, and I went through some of that earlier. The other consequences of all of this is if we were to come down to the last dollars in our account, we would have to choose. There would have to be, not everything can be paid for. And, you know, people say, well, you have to pay principal and interest first. Well, that's paying off Wall Street and our foreign creditors. But we're more interested in our veterans, our seniors. We're more interested in what this means to people. But it's very hard to make those decisions as quickly as you need to. It's better just to lift that ceiling. The action that they announced this morning is very consequential. Serious work that we do here. The Constitution says the full faith and credit of the United States of America should never be in doubt, is not in doubt. But the Republicans here are placing it in doubt. God bless you. And it is, it's pretty drastic. And as I said, 2011, when they played with this, just the mere discussion of it and the length of time that that discussion went on is brought down our credit rating, which means added cost of money for our own borrowing. If you want to have a message about budget, I know Democrats were concerned about the Reagan tax cuts that caused us to have some, and the expenditures that there were. Have a message. Talk about it. But don't threaten to shut down government over it. It's too drastic. It's not a tool, it's a weapon. One of your colleagues said to me one day, well, that's just a weapon they have. I said, well, it's not a weapon, a tool they have. I said, it's not a tool. It's a lethal weapon. It's not anything that should even be considered.
Is there any reason why you think we could get something tomorrow? I mean, there were some people who indicated that there was some talk about maybe trying to do a clean bill tomorrow so the Senate, as you put it, could process things next week. But we don't have any indication from the Speaker's office at that time.
No, I don't have that either. All I hear is
You've
that...
had that conversation with the other side?
On the prospect of a clean bill, but I don't know, everything changes, as you know, around here. What we do hear is that they're whipping a really terrible, terrible bill. And let me just end this conversation by saying the full faith and credit of the United States not only should not be questioned, it should not be negotiable.